today by Mike Bandar, who is a co-founder of Hopper, which is an Instagram scheduling tool. Mike, thank you so much for joining me.
No worries, thanks for having me.
So fill us in a bit about yourself and what inspired you to launch Hopper.
Sure, so Hopper is an Instagram scheduling tool. It's actually an Instagram planning and scheduling tool. So we work with brands, agencies and influencers all over the world to basically better manage their social media presence. We've been running for just over 18 months now, and it actually started as a project within our parent company, which is Turn Partners, where we essentially focus on the acquisition and turnaround of different businesses. And it really started as just an idea to work closer with brands on social media, and then we kind of identified that Instagram was a huge opportunity for brands. People were getting a huge amount of engagement, and really we were speaking to a lot of our friends and colleagues in other businesses, and they were saying Instagram is now our most important channel. We're getting most of our customers through there. But what we heard time and time again was that it's a really difficult channel to actually activate, which from Instagram terms basically means it's hard to actually post on Instagram. Yeah. The main restrictions were that you have to post from your phone and you have to post in real time as well. And if you imagine a brand like a big international beer brand, for example, yeah, they might have kind of 5-6 different accounts in different time zones. So if they need to post something in the Dutch account, they'll need to get somebody to download the image from the designer's computer, upload it, log into that account, choose to post it. And if it needed to go at midnight, they'd need to be doing all of this at midnight. So they had these social media activators. So we decided to basically focus on that, really take the pain out of scheduling for Instagram, and we basically started rolling from there.
It's an amazing idea because you're so right with Instagram. I mean, I've kind of just got into it and I'm hooked. I love it. It's such a good platform. But yeah, just the kind of, and also when you're kind of doing it, you know, in the spur of the moment, you know, sometimes you have things that you've planned, or I love that, but it can be quite difficult as well to think of really good captions. I find that I'm kind of at my most creative in the morning. Sure. So I want to plan what I'm going to put and what I'm going to say when I have time to really think about a meaningful caption that I want to say.
Absolutely, and I think
so
it's
also
nice
to have time.
Absolutely, and for brands who have, or even individual smaller brands, agencies who have followers all over the world, they tend to find that the best times to post aren't necessarily the best times for them to post. So actually you can communicate with your audience when they want to be communicated with. And more importantly, if you are creative in the morning, for example, you can do all of that work, and it saves you a huge amount of time. That means you can reinvest back into the platform on engaging or on growing a following in different ways. So actually the time efficiency can be better spent elsewhere.
Definitely. And there's a couple of obviously competitors that you have. In any business you've got competitors. Sure. How do you really stand apart?
Sure. So within social media scheduling, I mean, everybody uses social media schedulers now, and there's some massive ones like Hootsuite, Buffer, Latergram are really up and coming as well. And some of these now do offer scheduling for Instagram, but they're essentially reminder services rather than scheduling tools. So that basically means that when a post comes up to be posted, you'll basically get a reminder on your phone, and you have to log into your Instagram account and post it in real time still. Yeah. The other way of scheduling tools for Instagram, there are some that are automated, but quite often these are against the Instagram terms of service. So the easy way to build this service is you essentially hack Instagram's API, which is against their terms of service. And by doing that, you endanger your Instagram account. So there's been horrible tales all around where people have built up this following and they've just been turned off by Instagram. So critically, Hopper is the automated scheduling tool for Instagram that posts in line with Instagram's terms of service, which is too big to put on a catchphrase. But people who understand the market know that Hopper's the kind of best tool for it. Also, because we've been really focused on Instagram, we're actually having a heavy focus on visual marketing. That's where, as a group, we really excel at. And it means that we've built a lot of tools, planning and viewing tools, editing tools, that are specifically around Instagram and visual marketing. So instead of just being a bolt-on to a Twitter scheduler, for example, what you get with Hopper, if you're investing in the channel, Instagram as a channel, then actually you have a full suite of everything you need. You can plan your view holistically, you can look at how consistent you're being over the month, you can schedule first comments, you can really get embedded into it, and that's why we've always been really keen to focus on extended value to get as much out of Instagram as possible, rather than just offering scheduling as a function.
And that's really important, isn't it? Because if you're doing it for business, you know, which is what we're kind of predominantly talking about, if you're doing Instagram for business, you want to see the analytics, you want to see, you know, the statistics so that you can use them to kind of influence your further kind of Instagram, and especially if it's one of your key marketing tools. So you don't just want a scheduler which just kind of does the post, but then you don't get the background kind of detail. For me, it's so interesting to kind of see that. And sometimes when you see everything together and you see a post and you think, wow, that was the most popular, I didn't realize that, because it's really good to kind of take yourself back and just look at kind of what people are engaging with, and where your clients are, your ideal clients, and what they're saying.
Sure. I think for a lot of businesses now, Instagram has the potential to be the biggest channel, particularly if there's a visual element. And also if you're doing it well, then it can be done at a much lower cost than a lot of the other channels, whether that be paid marketing or press or whatever that can be. So I think that, yeah, I'm a big advocate of doing less but doing it better. As an entrepreneur in the business side of it as well, you know, I would rather have less presence on all of the social networks, but then actually when I'm on one, it presents us in the best possible way. And I think that that's one of the key things that Hopper, we strive Hopper to be able to do for people, is to make people excellent at visual communication.
And being able to see your kind of grid so perfectly, for someone like me who's the neat freak, it's so nice to kind of see it, and you're like, wait, that one's out of sync, that one doesn't go there.
Like in 3 months' time.
Exactly.
And then, you can change everything
I'm always like, oh, I wonder which one it is today, because I might have scheduled it like a month ago. So I'm like, oh, which one is it? How sad is that? I need to get alive.
No, I think that's a good way to be. It's those attention to detail. Because when you're scrolling through, and I mean, with these sorts of tools now, they're not tactical advertising, right? A lot of social is about building awareness, building brand affinity, and actually integrating your brand's messages and what you mean as a brand into somebody's day-to-day life, because they're seeing you against their friends. So actually, these like really fine details of the order that you communicate, the way you look, the overall aesthetics, they mean so much now, more than ever before, more than an isolated advert which you'll throw out and spend behind on Facebook. So I think it's definitely the way to go.
Yeah, well, I love it. I'm a massive convert. And before you kind of go, is it, I mean, I don't want to pin you down to a price, because pricing can change, but how affordable is Hopper for somebody who's thinking about it?
So Hopper's just $19 per month per account. So the great thing with Hopper is if you manage multiple accounts, and people who go really deep into Instagram will actually have lots of accounts. So if you run a fitness business, you might have 10 different fitness accounts, for example, but because you can build a really wide following very quickly, but that's very difficult to manage. So in Hopper you can manage a group of accounts very easily as well. So it's $19 per month per account, but then if you are managing multiple, it gets down to $10 per month. But with that, that's unlimited scheduling. Or any feature we ever bring out, you'll get that included. So.
And one final question, and I've got another one. And what's next for you? Have you got anything you can kind of hint to, or have you got anything in the works that you're thinking about that you can tell us?
Yeah, sure. So what Hopper has been up until now, for the first year, we basically wanted to do the world's best scheduling tool for Instagram. And it hit a point where within about 14 months, we were in 55 countries, managing thousands of accounts. So we're talking the biggest brands, the biggest agencies, the world's most popular influencers. And we kind of got to the point where we're like, okay, we feel like we are, like, we'll back ourselves that we are the world's best Instagram scheduling tool. And even though we're still growing and we've got a long way to go, we're now widened our scope to visual marketing. So beyond the tools that we're providing, we're also creating the kind of services that bolt on to make people excellent visual marketeers. So we have a mailer called Trending, for example, which social media marketers sign up to, that tells them what's going to trend in that next week, so they can bring all of their content together. We work with a lot of agencies around the world, so Hopper's building out new functionality specifically for team structure and agency structure. So really focusing on brands and agencies to make people excellent visual marketeers through services and products is where we're going.
Well, I love Hopper. I use it myself. I think it's fantastic. So I'm really pleased that you came up with it, and I'm really excited to see how you grow. Mike, thank you so much.
Thanks so much. Cheers.